I actually thought we were done with releases this morning, so this is going to be an edited version of what I already had filmed in combination with some more new stuff. So first up, we got Nebula, the Star Cloud Dragon. This thing is actually pretty broken. So you can reveal this card and one level 8 monster from your hand. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got some good support. Special summon both, but their effects are negated. Also for the rest of this turn, after this effect resolves, you cannot normal or special summon monsters except for light or dark dragon monsters. You can banish this card from a graveyard, then target one level 4 light or dark dragon monster in your graveyard. Add it to your hand. This is the best support I think I've ever actually seen for Galaxy and for Guard Dragons. They're really pushing the two of these themes together right now, which is pretty insane. And this fixes everything that we actually needed with this deck. So yes, thank you. I am actually looking forward to playing Galaxy now at this point because this card exists. Like, this is bonkers good, actually. Now, we had some other stray stuff. Yata no Misaki, the Mechanical Bird. So this thing is 20/50, 20/50. You can only use the second and third effects of this card's name once per turn each. So, you can special summon this card from your hand by tributing one normal, summoned, or set monster. Okay, so pretty easy. During your main phase, if this card is normal special summon, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, normal summon one monster. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except with the same original type as that monster. And if this card is summoned by its own effect is tributed, gain 20/50. So this is a particularly interesting card. It allows you to basically pass on a tribute summon to another monster. I'm not particularly all that intrigued with this card in general. It is additional tribute summon fodder, so I'm looking forward to that in the long run, just kind of see what interactions we're going to get. But overall, this is a particularly balanced card, and I can't say too much bad about it, other than there's got to be something potential-wise for this. And then last but not least, we got a few little stray cards here. We got Protocol Gardna. It's 2 Cyberse monsters to make it. Boo! Your opponent cannot target monsters this card points to for attacks. The first time this card be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not. Also, you take no battle damage. Battles involving this card for sideways. Yeah, this is pretty good. And then we got some other little stray stuff here. Looks like we got another new normal monster here. Alright, Daddy likes that. Of course, the Gladiator Beast is going to look hot with the purple lettering. But I think this is starting to wrap up our set. What do you guys think? But let's hand it on over to the other Robbie so that he can talk to you about other new fantastic cards that came out. Is the Tenyi Master of the Dragon Fist. I was super excited for this. Seeing how the Tenyi archetype is kind of shaping up to be one of the coolest little anime-esque, I believe it's going to be in the new OCG manga series. Seeing the support for this get better, we're finally doing it. So it's 2600 and all of the arrows are correct. That's what we like to see. So it's 2+ monsters, including a Link monster. Yikes, we're not going to be able to make this generically, but that's fine. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn. So, our first effect cannot be destroyed by battle with effect monsters. This is actually pretty interesting. I kind of wish it would have slapped a clause on this guy that said, hey, you know, I'm immune to being destroyed via card effect, via effect monsters. I think that would have been cool, but okay. And then if you do not control another effect monster, you can destroy any number of effect monsters your opponent controls up to the number of non-effect monsters you control or have in your graveyard. This is one of the best support cards they could have given to Tenyi. 2600, standing at a large apex. The arrows are all correct. It being generic is also fantastic. And as long as I don't have another effect monster on my field, I'm able to trigger this big detonation-esque effect on my opponent. What more could you actually want in a card, especially for Tenyi? But fantastic design. I'm pretty big on this coming out of the gate already, just because I want Tenyi to be successful as its own archetype. Because honestly, they have some of the coolest art out there. Look at this. You know, it's going to be a while before we get this, unfortunately, but it's a step in the right direction. You know, don't disappoint me, guys. I really want to see this work. Now, this came out yesterday, and this is called Watt Train. Now, I've been really hard on this card because, one, it did cause a Watt buyout, which was absurd in the first place to see happen. And then, you know, here we are yet again with more of this. So I don't know what they were expecting out of this. But we get to add Watt cards with different names from our deck to our hand, except for Watt Train, up to the number of Thunder monsters with different names that we control. So automatically, you're going to be able to search for Watt Kinetic Puppeteer. Everybody has made that joke. I don't know why we cared so much about it. But yeah, you can search for Watt Kinetic Puppeteer, sure. But it doesn't do anything else outside of that. Yeah, you can add all these Watt monsters to our hand. Yeah, Ma, Pa, Thunder, the whole Thunder family out here trying to do something, but you're not really doing much else. And if this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, banish this card. Special summon as many Watt monsters with different names as possible from your hand. So I guess I can use this in a good way to summon a bunch of Watt monsters to stun my opponent. But what else am I getting out of this? Like, I don't see the immense value in this card. Nonetheless, it's an okay design for Thunder. All right, they wanted to be able to grasp the bridge between generic and this, and I respect that. I like what they were trying to do there. All right, but let's be honest, it sucks. Honestly, you could have given us the ability to special summon one of those Watt monsters. You know, the ability to push one of these out, but you didn't. You just scrapped that idea. And you put an unneeded stipulation on the card that said, hey, not in the same turn it was sent to the graveyard, because wash your hands, that's too broken. But what do we know is the player base? Next up is DD Patrol Plane. Now this little thing was interesting. It's 300 Dark Machine effect, 1200, 800. So you can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. During the end phase of a turn in which this card was banished, and banish one card from your hand or on your side of the field or in your graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. So you're telling me I now have a free, I can banish anything from anywhere, essentially, from your hand, field, or graveyard, and I get to bring out this attack position creature. Why? DD Scout Plane is so obsolete at this point. All of these other cards are also obsolete, but I guess 100 years later, we get a new DD card, and I don't know. I'm on the fence about this. I think it's interesting, but I don't know. It doesn't tickle my fancy for what we want or need. Now this was interesting. This was the Hopeared Flying Squad. You saw so many clickbait videos on this. You're like, oh my god, hand trap, synchro shogun, orano tam toru, like. All of the MA people lost their mind for this. But the card is good. I actually wanted to combo this off with the new Aromage support we just got. So, he is Wind Beast Tuner effect, 200, or level 2, 600. Level 2, by the way, so I can synchro summon out the Larior or the new guy on my opponent's turn, add my Dried Winds. We did it. But during your opponent's main phase, Quick Effecto, you can target one face-up monster you control, special summon this card from our hand, and if you do immediately after this effect resolves, Synchro Shokan, using only that monster and this card. So, first up, I'm a huge fan of this. I like what they were trying to do with this. I like the hand trappy-esque effect of interacting on the opponent's turn. If I got a level 5 on the field, I can Black Rose your field. Alright, not going to happen that way because that's not how good Yu-Gi-Oh works these days, but having the ability to do so makes this card all the better. And having access to be able to do crazy things is what we came here for. So, not a bad little furry guy. I like him. Now, this one kind of went under the radar. I don't know if people missed this, but this is Gorgon, Queen of the Evil-Eyed. Literally. She hot. Didn't step on me if she wants. Alright, so she's top and bottom. She is 2 monsters, including an Evil Eye. So you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So, first effect, this card gains 100 attack for each Evil Eye with a different card name in your graveyard. Be honest with you, she's probably going to get to 2100, maybe 22. If this card is equipped with the Evil Eye of Selene quick effect, we can target one effect monster our opponent controls, negate its effects till the end of the turn. Why does it not say destroy It's a Link 2. Come on, we're big boys. We can handle this. And then once per turn during your standby phase, after this effect was activated, destroy one monster that this card points to. Oh, that's pretty good. So if my opponent goes, I'm going to put this in this zone, well, you bait them and you destroy their field, right? Like, that's hypothetically how it's supposed to work. But you've got some pretty good value all kind of wrapped up into one card. I think this is a very good support card that they're trying to push on Evil Eye. Being a little bit more in-house for the summoning requirements, okay. I get it. You don't want it to be too generic. I like that. They tried with this one. Now, we have some pretty ridiculous cards for the last couple here. This was the Jelly Swap Cannon. So, normal trap. When a monster declares an attack, we can target one monster on the field, return it to the deck. First up, this card isn't chainable. It's my first downside. It's not able to be a compulsory evacuation device like we want this card to be. I think if we had more of an effect towards that, we might get some more interaction out of it. But my problem is, unfortunately, we're not a good classification of card. So, unfortunately, because of that, you know, bad news. You're not going to get maximum value out of this. It's just literally a worse Storming Mirror Force. And why play that? I can just play Storming Mirror Force. You know what I mean? Oh no, it has Mirror Force and its name's bad. And the last card that we had sitting here is the Cauldron of the Old Man. This man's still brewing shit 12 years later, ladies and gentlemen. What a nice guy. So, continuous spell card. When this card is activated, we place one counter on this card. Okay. During your standby phase, place another counter on this card. It's not during the standby phase, by the way. It's during yours. And then once per turn, you can activate the following effect. We can gain 500 life points for each counter on this card, or inflict 300 damage to our opponent for each counter. Good news, though, we don't have to expend those counters. Neither of these effects say remove counters. So, they made it balanced in that regard. I think it's pretty cool. But, alas, only really the Evil Eye, the new tuner, and the Tenyi monster really caught my interest from this segment of new cards over the last week or so. But what do you guys think about these new cards? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on these. And well, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side. Deucerinos. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.